Hi guys, welcome to our pronunciation mastery course. So before we really get into it, we're going to go through a little bit about what pronunciation actually is, what factors make it up, and how we're going to help you through our content master every facet of it in order to make you speak like a native speaker as soon as possible from the get-go.
Absolutely. I mean, you made the right choice because as somebody who didn't focus a lot on pronunciation in the early days, it's something that fans out into every aspect of the language. And so as a result of that, if you get pronunciation going well at the beginning, it is absolutely the best first step. And, there's more to do after that, but I'm telling you, it's the way to start. And even if you're watching this and you already have a bit of a Chinese level, going back and fixing your pronunciation, I can say as a person who had to do that, it's worth it. And, obviously you have to undo some bad habits in that case, but nonetheless, it's the way to go.
Phil was actually, overall, he was the smarter one. He said, I want to learn Chinese. So he went to university, and at least you get some structure and guidance in that way, right? I did it all on my own from the get-go, and I just happened to luck out that, and I focused on pronunciation very, very heavily in the early days. Did those listen and repeat programs, and it paid off dividends. It really did. Like, I didn't have to worry about so many things. I could acquire vocabulary quicker and all that stuff. So let's get into exactly specifically what are the benefits of covering pronunciation now and well, and the drawbacks of not doing so.
So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, if I have good pronunciation, what is that going to do for me, especially, and how is it going to continue to keep doing things for me as I go forward? Well, first of all, pronunciation is related to the main four aspects of learning any language, the reading, the writing, the speaking, the listening. And you might go, okay, well, I get why speaking, obviously, but why would it be listening? Why would it be reading? Why would it even be writing? Well, writing might be the simplest one. If you know the pinyin, then you can type the pinyin, and then you can therefore type Chinese. So that's, obviously pretty important. And then the reading side of it, when you're reading and you understand the pronunciation principles and you understand what the characters, how they're pronounced, then you'll read it on the page, and later you'll hear somebody say it and you'll go, oh, that was that word I heard on the page. It's a possibility for connection that wouldn't be there if your pronunciation principles were a little bit off.
Yeah.
And then of course, the listening. If you have an incorrect understanding of pronunciation principles, for example, you might hear jiang and zhang. And if you don't notice that difference in the tongue position, you don't hear that extra E sound in jiang, then perhaps you're not going to get that right. And so it really affects all layers, and it just connects them all together. So it's very, very useful in that sense.
And on top of that, you'll also pick up a fantastic accent, which will really impress native speakers. Now, we're not talking about, okay, well, it's just a party trick. That's not what we're talking about. If you speak someone's language well, that's great. You make a good impression, especially with Chinese, right? They love when you speak their language. But if you speak it accurately like they do, that shows empathy. That shows that you've literally bent your muscles and you have really taken that extra step. You've gone the extra mile to get good at their language. That will make people respond to you better. It will make your interactions with native speakers, whenever you want to just practice a bit of Chinese, that will make people give you more of the time of day. It will prevent them from switching the language to English, right? So it could be the difference between learning a word or a phrase, like having that opportunity, or losing that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So huge benefits.